Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one late night, I should say revenue, late night show in the country, and we're on a mission. And our mission really is to provide the entrepreneurs with the resources that are necessary to execute the big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I know your vision is much bigger than yourself. It's much bigger than just what you could do. So you need resources. For some of you, you need revenue. For some of you, you need marketing. For some of you, you need collaboration. For some of you, you need speaking opportunities. For some of you, you need just a support staff, operations to make this happen. So our goal is to bring the best, the brightest, most intelligent folks who are still in the field every day. They've got their sleeves rolled up. They're in the trenches. And they get what it's like to be an entrepreneur. So today we have a very special episode with the one and only Tiffaney Williamson. Is that right? Williams or Williamson? Williams. Tiffaney Williams. I'm so sorry. Tiffaney Williams. And she's with the Wealth Concierge. And you know what? She's someone I just met like eye to eye recently, like in the last 48 hours. She's someone that I had an opportunity to speak to about 2 weeks ago. And the one reason I wanted her here is that she is on a mission. Matter of fact, I won't even get into it. I'm not going to read no bio. You're not going to get into all that. Let me just bring on Tiffaney. What's up, Tiffaney? How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm super excited to have you here. And the folks have one question on their mind. First, who in the LL Cool J is Tiffaney Williams? And number two, what do you do? So they have some idea. Take a couple minutes and tell them a little about who you are and what you do.
Awesome. I am Dr. Tiffaney Williams, and I'm a native from Detroit, Michigan. I've been down south for 17 years. I'm located now here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. I have one king son. His name is Michael. He'll be 23 years old this year. I'm super excited about that. And I am the growth strategist. I teach people how to evolve mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I've helped over 13 people become multi-millionaires. My background is economics. I am one of the first African American women in my private elite investment club that hit $1 million in Dubai. Um, my area of expertise is the crypto space and investing. I curate trusts for asset protection, own nothing and control everything. And I teach individuals how to become sovereign. And that is to live public or private or both public and private. So my gift is um, showing people how to own nothing and control everything and turn those contacts into coins.
I love it. What do you say to the person, and thanks for sharing this listening right now, and I love to take them behind the scenes, right? I love to pull back that curtain and take them behind the scenes. And for the person that's sitting there saying, Shay, here we go with this wealth conversation again.
Yeah.
What is Tiffaney's definition of wealth? That's number one, so we can all be on the same page. And what is the biggest challenge that you've seen that's facing folks from really being able to achieve wealth, whatever wealth means these days, for the person that's listening right now?
So for me, my definition of wealth is not a one-stop shop. Wealth for me is mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially stable. Wealth for me is having a mindset to always achieve a new goal and obtain it. Wealth for me is living free. What is free, Tiffaney? Free is being able to live without limitations. Free is having the opportunity to travel the world, speak and hear different languages, eat different food, be around different individuals, and actually enjoy life off of the surface. That is wealth to me. Wealth is my health. Wealth is my health. Let me repeat that again. Wealth is my health. If you are not healthy, you are not wealthy. If you are not walking in alignment with your purpose and your passion, you are not wealthy. Wealthy is not a definitive number, right? Wealth is not, I make $1 million. You know why? Because if you spend $1 out of that $1 million, guess what? You no longer have a million. So you have to actually look within and figure out what will make you happy, what will gratify you, what pushes you, what moves you. Because for me, wealth is bigger than the monetary gain. Wealth, accumulating wealth is bigger than doing it for my family, but making sure that I live whole, I live happy, and I am walking in purpose on purpose. That is wealth to me.
You know, there's someone that's sitting there right now and they're like, Shay, I'm just curious. Was Tiffany a trust fund baby? Shay, I'm just curious. Is she someone that, got these letters behind her name and she's maybe on this track? Like, what about the average everyday person? So I want them, if you don't mind, being open and transparent. And can you tell me a little about the backstory? Because, sometimes folks see the person that we are today, and if I had to go unlock my closet over there and you knew what I've been through, and some things I caused myself, I mean, I'm guilty, okay? I made some
Of
bad
course.
decisions. You might be like, wait a minute, it's possible. So if you don't mind, I know sometimes people don't get into that, but if you don't mind taking them behind the scenes so they can understand the journey that's led you to where you are today, which I believe is one of the reasons you're as passionate about what you do, not for yourself, but someone else. So take a moment and do that if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, no problem. On a transparency perspective, you guys, I was physically, emotionally, and spiritually abused by my mother as a child. I'm, again, a native from Detroit, Michigan. So we lived in a poverty-stricken household. So I had the type of mother that would put guns to my head, would call me names regularly, would abuse me. And I took it, I learned how to fight back, but I took it. My father had been on drugs my entire life from the age to 2 years old, and I'll be 41. So I've never had my father in my life. I was raped at the age of 16. And that alone, being raped, it takes a part of your soul, it darkens your heart, it gives you the inability to actually love correctly because you're so guarded. So for me, that put me in a very dark space, and being, from the projects, and being in a place where I lacked for many, many years. I took to selling drugs. I took to doing things that I had no business doing for many, many years, to where strangers reached out and grabbed my hand and took me by hold and allowed me to, cry and grow, go and glow, as I would say. So things were not easy. At the age of 21, I tried to commit suicide. I locked myself in the bathroom door. I took a handful of Anaprox 550 milligrams, took a handful of them and just threw them down my throat. And within minutes, I threw them all up, and I asked God, I'm like, why do you keep letting me live? And the answer that always showed up was, it is purpose in your pain. And it's not for you, it's for the individuals who are just like you, who I am going to guide and teach you to go get them, so that they know that the only way they can get out is through me, and that I am real. So in my experiences, you're talking about 6 or 7 felonies, you're talking about 8 or 9 misdemeanors, my entire record clear now, entirely from, I started a nonprofit organization for troubled teen girls, and it's called the Lady Lions of Triumph. I was notably known for my organization, and a lot of politicians and people grew to really love who I was, and they wanted to help me. So my entire record is expunged. I mean, I'm excited. I have global entry and all of that, which I don't even need now because I'm a Moors American national. So I have the five pillar passports. I have all of the juicy stuff to help me be in alignment. So, God will work in your life. He will position you around the right people, and the right people are not necessarily your family. I was a product of my environment, and I did not ever expect to that I would be visiting 10, 15 different countries, 3, 4 different continents, and starting also a nonprofit organization in Africa, Tanzania and Zanzibar. It's called Akuna Matata, which you already know what that means. It means no worries. So I do a lot of different work around the world, and I thrive and pride myself on delivering excellence and treating people with honor. I always treat the janitor like the CEO, and I stand on that because I was an underdog. And as an underdog, you get treated in a way that you just start to believe that that's who you are. So when you actually lift your head up and you have desires and dreams that you work at, you execute in excellence without excuses, you have those people that are pushing you to greatness, you have no choice but to evolve.
I love it. You know, as you were speaking about that, and one of my phrases, I'll say, it's been said so often, but it's definitely one of our 12 rules for life. We've got 12, but one of them is success is a team sport. That you can
Yes.
really only get so far by yourself. And I believe that with every fiber in my body. So as folks are listening, they might be wondering, whoa, along this journey, what's an idea you learned from a mentor? An idea you might learn from someone that you work with, that if you say, you know what, I'm gonna take this idea I learned from someone else, I'm gonna pay it forward to the happy entrepreneur audience, Shay. Like that community of folks that's out there, those dualpreneurs who get up every single day and go to work and take care of their families, for the folks that are entrepreneurs and they only eat off what they're able to serve, I'll say it like that. Or those folks who are 9 to 5ers, want to be millionaires that are listening right now. You're like, whoa, she's going to pass a piece of wisdom on to me that she got from a mentor or from a colleague. What would you say to them? A piece of advice that you could share to someone else so they can improve the quality of their life. And you said so much, but here's what I know. You've got more. You've got more. You've got more.
You know what's crazy? It's not complicated whatsoever.
Mm,
And it's two things. Procrastination is the key to being unsuccessful.
mm,
So, whatever you say you're going to do, make sure that you do it.
mm,
You don't have to over prepare. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to, qualify yourself. You are already qualified. Execute. Learn as you go. Because the mountain, when you climb in the mountain, you're going to have areas where you have to pivot left, pivot right, go up, go down before you can actually strive to take it back up. So just do it. That is one thing. And the second thing would be exactly who you are. Be authentic, be transparent. Your vibe, your attraction to your tribe comes from your vibe. And if you have value and you give the value, you will grow your audience, you will grow your tribe, and they will love you for who you are. But the second you try to be anybody but yourself, you are deemed for failure because the law of attraction is who you are is what you will attract. Therefore, if you are not honest, if you are not authentic, if you are not transparent, if you just aren't real, you are going to attract unreal individuals who are going to be your tribe. You don't have to practice being Tiffany. You don't have to practice being Mr. Shea. Guess what you have to practice being? The best version of yourself. And that's really as simple as that.
mm. Now, for folks that are wondering, I wonder if I'm the type of person she should work with. Like, they love what you're doing, and they're like, wow. If Dr. Tiffaney Williams had an opportunity now, which you do, hint, hint, to kind of share that, Shay, this is who my organization is working with right now. This is the ideal person. Yes, Shay, I want to save the world. I get it. Everybody want to save the freaking world. But there's this group of folks that I know I was called to serve, Shay. There's this group of folks out there that's a good fit for me. Take a moment and kind of describe that group, if you would. And you that's watching right now, you that's listening with new ears right now and watching with new eyes, you listen, is this a good fit for me? She's gonna share how to connect with her. I want you listening. And then maybe if it's not for you, and that's okay, you know someone that you could pass this on to. So we believe in the giver's economy here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. The person that outgives the competition out earns the competition. This is the giver's economy. The person that outgives, and you can still pay it forward. So I'm gonna ask a two-part question. Number one, what problems does she solve? So if you got any of these type of problems, get with her organization. Number two, what's the type of individual she works with? Because some of you are very green and new and trying to get your wealth going. I believe she can work with you. And then some of you, the money's there, but here's what we know. you don't have unlimited funds. None of us do. And so I haven't met one person yet that doesn't want more income, want more money, and want more freedom. So take a moment, Tiffany, and that's the two-part question. What type of problems did your organization solve? And who's the ideal person that you're looking to work with as an organization right now?
Okay, so first, I never tried to save the world, right? I'm only looking for individuals who are looking for me. And for me, I I'm a sweat equity person. I'm a skin in the game individual. So I attract sweat equity individuals and skin in the game people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my avatar is an individual who is like-minded, who lack the experience, who wants to build their business correctly, who wants to be fundable in a way that you're obtaining over 200,000 plus in your business, under your business, not as a personal guarantor, who wants to be coached to multiple six. If you're already at six figures, if you're not, let's start here. If you're not at six figures, who wants to be coached to six figures? If you're at six figures, who wants multiple six figures? If you're at high six figures, who wants seven figures? So I have an area, I don't leave money on the table because my area of expertise is wealth strategies. So I can't limit myself to just the beginners. I can't limit myself to the advanced. As you phase through, you have an opportunity to work with me as you're phasing through. So I am looking for the entrepreneur or the workpreneur or the individual who just has capital that wants to multiply their money, create multiple streams of income, create generational wealth and passive income to make money in their sleep and have an opportunity to build their business or their brand if they desire to own nothing and control everything, which is building a life inside of a trust and actually learning how to live in a trust and learning how to be free and sovereign in this country. So I am looking for people that are looking for me. And if you are ready to execute in excellence without excuses and build yourself and build your business, I am the execution coach for you.
So you can't just leave them hanging they're hanging now. They're right there. Like you are, Shay, ask her, how can we best connect with her? Like, don't just leave me hanging. Oh, you want this and you want that. They're like, I'm with you, Shay. I can go Google her and find her. But how can they best connect with Tiffaney?
I think the best way to connect, you can visit my website, which is www.whoistiffany, and it's Tiffany Williams.com. Or you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Tiffany Williams, Tiffany, or Facebook, Tiffany Williams, Tiffany. You have several different avenues. If you go to the website, you get connected so you can get on the email list so you can receive, some valuable nuggets. I would recommend that as well.
Go get some valuable nuggets. Don't wait, don't delay. Do it now, do it now, do it now. Go to www.whoistiffany.Williams. Hit over there right now and you can learn more about her. And I'm going to suggest not only you do that, take that link and pay that link forward to someone else. Like do it now. Like it's now o'clock time, okay? You got to do it now.
Yes.
I'm sitting there
Yes.
and what's next for Tiffaney? Like, what's next for Dr. Tiffaney? Like, okay, I know that you've accomplished so much. I know where you are now. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm thinking, wow, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, no matter what she's accomplished, her best is still yet to come. So what does the next 2 to 5 years look like for you, Dr. Tiffaney Williams? And you at home, she talks about what she's going to be doing for the next 2 to 5 years. Get on a journey with her. Connect with her and her team. And no matter what you're thinking, here's what I know. It's possible. It's possible for you. If someone else has done it, so can you. Take it away,
Absolutely.
Tiffaney Williams. What's next for you? What are you up to these days?
So what I'm really up to after COVID, during COVID, I really realized how valuable assets, tangible assets, hard assets are. So for me, I had a revelation of, Tiffany, you have to own more of what God created. The only assets that are 100% valuable are the assets that God created. That's land ownership, that's gold and silver, that's your oil, right? So over the next few years, I'll be building my portfolio a little bit more extensively on the commercial side, on the land side, figuring out how I can access some of the oil that we have, my family inherited. So just doing more of that type of work, because you cannot have asset protection if you don't diversify your portfolio to where the majority of your portfolio is things that nobody can take from you, nor can they control. It's a tangible asset, it's a hard asset, and it is yours of value. So I'll be buying more gold, more silver, more properties, and more land. And that's really my goal for the rest of this year in 2024.
I love it. And I had the opportunity to meet you at the Leadership Experience Tour initially with Sean Fair, cool guy. He's out of Detroit as well, by the way, for those
Yes.
who don't know. And I had the opportunity to spend some time with you at this retreat we was at with Ashley Montgomery, Babes in Boots and Empowerment Brunch. And you were one of the keynotes there, and you had an opportunity to share words of wisdom. For folks that are listening now, they're thinking, Shay, does she speak at retreats? Shay, is she open to come to conferences? Shay, how about podcasts? She's on your podcast, and so they maybe wonder, when you do that, what's one of your keynote topics, if I can say it like that, the keynote topic that you speak on, and what are one or two points that the audience walks away with? And the reason I want you to do that, because even if you're not put on a conference, even if you're not looking for someone to do that right now, you're going to still benefit from this conversation. She answers that question. One, what's the keynote that she offers? And number two, what's one or two golden nuggets that the audience walks away with?
Okay, so if it's business, it's asset protection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I teach on asset protection and security through your business. That's one major thing that I teach on. And I have 10 different steps or 10 different components depending on, how long my talk is. But for the most part, I want our community to learn how to protect their assets, own nothing and control everything, be intentional, build the bank substantially, because we were born the bank, not to just get all into it, but we were born the bank. On a personal side, one of my major talks is you are not who you were yesterday. And that is one of the most significant talks that I have, because we are so hard on ourselves. Our past, sometimes we allow it to define our future. And you need to look at your past as the definition of why your future definition has changed. So for me, experiencing all of what I've endured, being the old person that I was, people like to remind you of who you were, but you have to remind them of who you stand as right now today. So a lot of my encouragement, a lot of my motivation, because I'm a transformational speaker. I don't like to motivate. When I leave you, you should be left full, but you should be also leaving with something to execute and hit the ground running for yourself. There's a difference between motivation and transformation. To trend, you have to move; to form, you have to resculpt, right? So I don't like to leave anybody the same. We are remolding, we are rebuilding, we are generating new internal and external us every single day. So that is one of my major talks. That is one of the things that I'm hired for consistently. And if I can leave you with anything, it is to honor your process, learn how to forgive yourself, walk in love every single day. Even if people don't deserve it, still love on them, because it grows you. It removes every toxicity and any darkness inside of you. It removes that to treat people with a light, even if they are darkness. And always move like people are watching you. Important people are watching you. The Lord is watching you. Your ancestors are watching you. Don't hide who you are, or construct or transform who you are to adapt to what other people, how they act or who they are. You always want to walk in a light. You always want to walk in excellence. You always want to move in excellence, dress in excellence, talk in excellence. Everything needs to be excellent because that is who you are. Walk in it and stand in it.
Walk in it, stand in it. I love it. You're here right now in this present moment on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You have this big heart to give. And one of the things that I admire about you in the time I got to meet you was your heart to serve and the heart to play full out. And one of the things I love to share with my sons for many, many years, and one of the things that drives me is, who are you when no one is watching, right? And so
Absolutely.
sometimes I've been with some folks, and when the lights shine the brightest, they are the brightest star out there. But if the lights
Absolutely.
aren't there and the people aren't around, they don't give the same effort. And
Right.
watch you play full out and give 100% effort. And that said a lot to me about you, the character, the type of person that you are. And I believe how you do small things is how you do everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing you not only do that for yourself, but for many other folks out there. Take a moment and share, where does this heart to serve come from? This heart to give come from? You're doing it at a high level when you don't have to do it. You can say, I've got mine. Good luck getting yours. But no, you've got this really hard to serve. And I know you didn't get into the detail, a lot of stuff you're doing in charity work, but where did this heart to serve come from?
You know what? It came from a desire for people to assist me. It came from all of the no's. It came from all of the shunning. It came from you're not polished enough. It came from I can't help you. It came from you have to pay. I'm sorry you don't have it. That's where it came from. And for me, I have a heart to serve, but I'm still a lion and I'm still a shark. So I have a level of discernment that I serve those who I am called to serve. I am not assigned to everyone. Everybody is not assigned to me. So I am a different type of prayer warrior to a point where if I feel it and I'm getting edged on in the spirit to do it, then I do it. If I don't, I would be broke. I would lie to you. I would be broke. I get DMs all the time. Can you help me do this? My kid died. My husband died. Can you do this? Can you do that? I'm broke. Pay my rent. Blah, 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 blah. And if I'm not led to do it, I will not do it because I am not called to be Jesus. I'm called to be Dr. Tiffaney Williams and to change the lives of those who I am assigned to.
Hmm. Well, let me say two things. First, I appreciate you taking time to be on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate what you're doing, not only in the community, but for those folks out there that don't even know who you are. And hopefully through the power of these fiber optic lines, they're going to be connected not only to your message, but to what you're doing. I want to encourage you all to pay this message forward. As we come down the home stretch, I'm going to ask Dr. Tiffaney Williams if she'll do two things. One, remind folks how they can best connect with you. And
Okay.
that's very important because there are individuals out there that might just be tuning in right now and they're like, okay, I'm hearing this, it sounds good. How do I reach this person? What's the best way to connect with them? How do I be part of this community? Or how do I do, which is one of our things I love to say, and it's one of my sayings, but how do they stay in this conversation? They're in the conversation around wealth, around money, around finances, around ideas, and you're that next for them. So that's number one. And then number two, after you kind of share how you do that, then just share your parting words. Words maybe to encourage, words maybe to transform, that someone can take away. So when these lights go off here and they're watching and they got to go to work, these words will help take them down that path they got to take down. So I want to say once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Thank you for taking time. Ladies and gentlemen, she didn't ask for a Zelly payment. Not from me. I don't know what she's going to ask from you. There was no Cash App that was needed. I don't know what she's going to ask from you. No Visa or MasterCard. But what I do know is she's here right now giving her best to you. So thank you, Dr. Tiffaney Williams, for being here. And thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for following us online. We appreciate every single one of you. Over to you, Dr. Tiffaney Williams, to close us out.
Awesome. You can find me at www.whoistiffaneywilliams.com. And the spelling of my name is Tiffany. The same for Facebook, which is Tiffaney Williams, and Instagram is Dr. Tiffaney Williams. And I'll leave you guys with your private and your public man should be the same. And if you don't change your circle, you are going to always stay the same. And if you are around low level, low frequency individuals, if you're around 5 of them, guess what? You're going to be the 6th. If you're around 5 wealthy individuals, mind, body, spirit, and soul, guess what? You are going to be the 6th. And if you are a coach or in the business realm in any capacity, if you see yourself as a coach, a number 10 coach, that means you can coach 10s down to 0. But if you are really not how you see yourself and you are a number 4 coach, you can only coach 4s to 0. So never stop evolving, never stop learning. Always further your education in your area of expertise, because things are changing, shifting, and growing, going, and glowing, whether you're a part of it or not. So if you want excellence, you want to be able to charge people what you're worth and make them pay what they weigh, make sure you are 100% valuable.
100% valuable. Thank you again so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Again, you're amazing. You're incredible. I really appreciate you. And for all of you out there watching, thanks a lot. My name, for those that forgot, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Remember this one thing. Time is long. Life on the other side is very, very short. You got to live in the moment. You got to make it count. God bless. We wish you success. We're out. Thanks a lot. Peace, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.